praises to Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders of GMS, and double honors to the brothers teaching the correct doctrine in truth and sincerity. Alright.
Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Yeah, so Esau is going to speak great words against the Most High. For example, speaking that the Bible is written by men, that it's not the words of the Most High, that it's not the words in there from his son Yahweh Shai, saying that it's just some stories people came up with, you know, all types of stuff.
And he shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change the times and laws.
Yeah, so he wears out the saints of the Most High. From when he had us in physical captivity, we had yokes of iron around our necks, you know, having us in the field all day, having us work until we get of old age, even today, working from paycheck to paycheck, and all other sorts of forms of slavery they got us in today. They even have their own people in slavery today. You know, Esau think he has so much power that he can just, okay, today's daylight saving time, we're gonna set the clock back an hour. You know, we're gonna name the planets after our gods or their gods.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
So Esau's going to continue to do these things until his time is up. And that time is coming real soon. Because it's only a few more prophecies that's going to be fulfilled.
Sirach 47 and 14. How wise was thou in thy mouth under youth, and as a flood filled with understanding. Thy soul covered the whole earth, and thou filledest it with dark parables. Thy name was went far unto the islands, and for thy peace thou wast beloved. This is Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Yep. So even before Jacob and Esau was born, we was already against each other in the womb, because it's not meant for it's not a natural thing for righteousness and wickedness to be together. They want to be separated from each other, just like positive and negative. You know, positive and negative charges. So, in the womb, when Esau came out first, normally the birthright goes to Esau, but obviously they got switched around when he sold it.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So before Esau was even born, the scriptures say that he was going to serve his younger brother before he was even born. And why is that? Because the things that he done in his past life.
This is Psalms chapter 73 verse 1. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such that are of a clean heart. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
Yeah. So the Most High is good to Israel. He's not good to all these other nations. People have been taught with that false doctrine, and they base their foundation off of one scripture, John 3:16, but they don't even have any understanding.
Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecutest thee.
Yep. So the people that persecuted us is all these nations that's on the face of the earth. They have persecuted us, but the people that's persecuting us now and recently over all the other nations is the nation of Edom. The nation of Edom has been the last captivity that we've been in, and we're still in to this day. There's no more captivity after this. Because after this, we're going to be in the kingdom of heaven.
Proverbs 12:20. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy.
Yeah. So deceit is in the heart of these Edomites, man, not the 12 tribes of Israel. Well, in 2/3 of Israel there is, because they joined themselves with the heathen. You know, but the Esau, since he got the spiritual demon Satan as his God that works through him. You know, ever since he set foot on the earth even today. That's why they put all these deceitful things in the earth, you know, to deceive the nation of Israel, which they have succeeded in doing with 2/3 of Israel. You know, but he tries to even deceive the very elect of the Most High, but he won't succeed in that, because the scriptures say he has 1,000. The Most High has 1,000 that won't bow the knee to all. That's talking about the elect.
Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Yep.
What shall we
So Jacob, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, is the only nation on the planet that the Most High, who you call God, loves. He doesn't care about any other nation. He doesn't care about any other nation besides Israel. And
Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So, who you call God does hate certain people on the planet.
That's right.
That's a fact. People think that it's hard for people to believe that the Most High hates certain groups of people on the planet because they think it's that as being a negative thing or a bad thing. But the Most High can do whatever he wants.
They think the Most High is all love.
Yeah.
They think that's the only emotion the Most High is capable of is all love.
That goes to show you that all these people don't understand the Most High.
Right.
The only people that's capable of understanding the Most High is the nation of Israel, and at that, the elect. Because those only people, you know, the elect and the 1/3 is going to make it up out of this destruction. You know, because 2/3 of Israel, they want to continue in their folly and their wickedness, and their unrighteousness.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
Yeah, so the Most High has chosen Israel to be a special people, and he says above all other people on the face of the earth. So Israel is not equal with every other group, every other nation on the planet.
Right.
That's how come people have been fighting over the land of Israel forever. Because the land of Israel is not equal with America or Germany or Australia. The land of Egypt is the land of Israel is the holy land. That's how come people always want to occupy that area. That's how come America are trying to stay allies with Israel, with them Israelis over there. sending billions or trillions of dollars over there every year.
This is Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
So when Edom gets destroyed, you know, he always comes back and try to build up, just like a damn cancer. Every time, if you don't eliminate the whole cancer, it keeps coming back. And the same thing with Edom. They keep trying to come back. That's how come the Most High is going to put an utter end to it.
That's right. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So the Lord has, the Most High has righteous hatred and anger for these Edomites.
That's right.
You know, and the thing is, these Edomites, these peons of them, don't even know who they are. But they call themselves American, and they're satisfied with this you know, substitute knowledge that they got that's not real knowledge. It's just all foolishness, you know. But they base their foundations on ignorance.
Isaiah 59:4. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cockatrice eggs. They hatch cockatrice eggs and wave the spider's web. He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper. Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands.
Yeah, so these Edomites, they bring forth is wickedness and pollution. They don't bring forth anything good, but they disguise other things. Well, they train people to believe that the things they bring forth is for their benefit and good, but really it's for your destruction. That's how come the economy is in the state that it's in right now. That's how come unemployment's as high as it is right now. That's how come, like for example, if you commit a crime or you murder somebody 10 years ago, and they find you today after bringing charges on you from 10 years ago, you still going to jail. But yet, they don't hold themselves accountable for starting a war illegally with Iran, claiming they have nuclear weapons of mass destruction, which they really didn't. They don't hold themselves accountable for the war crimes they done 10 years ago in Iraq. So they don't they consider themselves not guilty. They consider themselves innocent of the crimes they did. But when it comes to you committing petty little crimes up in the city or in America, they want to put you away for life.
Yeah, they say there's no law, there's no statute for murder. But yeah, they took this land on rob, rape, and murder, man. When they founded America, it was all rob, rape, and murder. And there's no statute limitation for murder, so they say. So who's charging you for you taking America? Nobody.
It goes to show you what nation of people are in power right now. You can get away with slaughtering 77 million North American Indians, slaughtering over 100 million so-called Negroes in the slave trade, bringing them over here. You can start a war 10 years ago, killing thousands of Middle Easterns over there, and none of them got put in jail. None of the people that's really behind this shit got put in jail. If it was anybody else, they would have been bringing all types of sanctions and all other things on them. But the so-called white man can do whatever the hell he wants and get away with it, and people look at him like he did nothing wrong. Or they can't persecute him for that because he's the one in the judgment seat.
On top of that, man, They went back and started arresting some of them Germans for them war crimes against them fake ass Jews. You know, they went back and started arresting them.
Exactly.
You know, but who's coming to arrest you, motherfuckers? Nobody.
Yeah, who's arresting them so-called Jews that funded the slave trade, that they openly brag about?
Some righteous decrees. Both of them are decreeing righteous decrees, man.
And then they wanna keep reminding us about the Holocaust and how they've been so-called persecuted, which they really didn't, you know. But they and they want people to feel sorry for them, and for America to send billions of dollars over there for them every year and support them and build a monument up in memory of the Holocaust. But yet there's nothing that they're doing for funding the slave trade to put the so-called Negroes in slavery and the Northern Kingdom in slavery over in Europe and England and all that, and Canada.
If another country got caught doing half the shit that America does, man, America would be on their head, man. America would be on their head trying to be world police, you know what I'm saying? Trying to convict that country of the crimes that they do, alright? America doesn't look in the mirror and notice the shit that they're doing, you know what I'm saying? They just let that slide, you know what I'm saying? They got such an influence in the world that the world just lets it slide too, instead of holding America accountable, man. Canada's holding what? Queen, the whole all of them accountable for the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to fucking hold America accountable for the bullshit that they bring about.
Some people need to hold Esau accountable for polluting the minds of the whole world, man. Especially the nation of Israel, convincing people that it's okay to be faggots, that it's okay to sleep around on your husband, you know, that it's okay to pedophilia, you know, molesting little boys and girls, and that crime is not as severe as if he was caught with some illegal drug substance. You know, their laws are imbalanced. They put more emphasis on things that Israelites commit than the things that Esau do as criminal. The punishment for that is not as severe.
But on top of that, they made a stiff penalty for the meth and for all that little stuff. But yet it wasn't niggas selling that shit or using the shit. It was white boys, and they seen their nephews and nieces and uncles and cousins getting locked up for it. So now they want to lessen the charge for it because it's their relatives getting booked for that shit, not niggas. They thought it was gonna be niggas selling the meth and making it. But no, it wasn't. It was the rest of them Edomites making it and selling it.
Yeah. So they go to bat for themselves, you know. It's like they're the ones making the laws. They're the ones persecuting people, you know. So when they break the laws that they make, who's gonna persecute them? Themselves. So of course they're gonna go easy on the judgment when it comes to themselves.
That's alright, man, because they're not going to escape the judgment of the Most High.
Yeah, the Most High says He does not at all acquit the wicked. You know, this place right here, this whole country is an abomination. You know, these people are an abomination. They replace humbleness with pride. You know, they replace knowledge with foolishness, ignorance. You know.
I was looking at your camera. What kind of course does it take? And
Isaiah 59:7. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, wasted in destruction, or in their path.
Yeah. So, Esau, these are the characteristics, and this is the way Esau's mind works. So-called white man. This man does not deserve or need to be in a position or a state of power, because this are the things that he meditate on. When it comes to wickedness, he's swift to do that. He takes pleasure in that. 2/3 of Israel take pleasure in that. You know, just like these homosexuals take pleasure in their filthy habits and their abominable works. But those are the very things that's going to lead to their destruction. Because the Most High keeps strict tally on the things, on the sins that you commit. He's not gonna let any of that slide, because when it comes that day when you got to answer for it, you're gonna be like, you know, you're gonna want mercy, but what type of mercy are you showing your own self? You don't even care about your own self. Yeah. So by you not even caring, if you cared about your own self, you're gonna be committing these acts that destroy your own body. Smoking, you know, whether it be a homosexual act, you know, whether it be eating the wrong foods, sleeping with the next man's wife. You may personally get enjoyment out of those things. Those things are coming back on your own head.
Right.
Because every sin that you commit is you digging it with a shovel, digging into the ground, heaping up dirt for every sin that you commit. And when that day comes, you're gonna fall into that hole that you dug. So you put in that work, so you're gonna eat the fruits thereof, and those fruits are not ripe fruits.
That's right, man. You reap what you sow.
Verse 8, the way of peace they know not.
Yeah, the way of peace y'all know not. The Most High says that there's no peace unto the wicked, because y'all know not the way of peace. Y'all seek more and more destruction. Like, y'all didn't have to blow up the Twin Towers. Y'all chose to do that because Esau always needs a war. He always needs conflict. He's not satisfied with peace. He's not satisfied with the billions of dollars and trillions of dollars that they've obtained over the years.
That's their whole point of war anyway, is to make money, man. Everybody knows that war brings in money, so you know what I'm saying, they was at peace too long. They knew the economy was crap back then, so they started a war so that way they could bring in money. But you see how it's backfiring on them, because the economy is even worse now than it was before.
He said, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." And it's in a scripture that a brother read, says Esau is a border of wickedness.
That's right.
So y'all just got that greedy spirit on y'all, man. Y'all constantly want to fill y'all belly. That's how come in the scripture it says he's gonna come back when you're eating. You know, when I can't remember how to perfect go. But when you're eating, when you're in the midst of still trying to gather more power, that destruction is gonna come swiftly. And your riches is not going to profit you in the day of destruction.
That's right.
It's not going to save you from the missiles. The missiles not going to spare none. The Most High says he has no respect of persons.
That's right.
Verse 8, the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made their crooked ways. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Verse 8, the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings.
Yeah, there's no judgment in their goings. The things that y'all call judgment is not judgment. That's just another form of you persecuting people because you take pleasure in that. You know, you can sit up there on the judgment seat with your black robes on, thinking that you're all righteous when you come back from the back room looking at children porn, or when you go home molesting your own children, but then you come to court and you're going to pass judgment on other people for committing petty acts, if they committed them at all. Whether they're innocent or guilty, it don't matter, because you take pleasure in persecuting people that's innocent and people that don't even have any power. You don't show any mercy on the poor. Y'all constantly increasing tax on the poor and cutting taxes on the rich.
Esau likes to pick the easy opponent, man. Now they don't want whoever's gonna give them that good fight. You know, they want that easy opponent.
You don't get what matters what race. So who you call?
I mean, I get it's unfair that like he's depicted inaccurately. Like, and I think that's fucked up. But I don't really get what the big difference is.
That's because he's portrayed as a white man. That's why you don't care. Okay. That's why you're not worried about it.
So you're saying the truth doesn't matter? The truth isn't important?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about Jesus, the truth gets pretty, like, iffy there, but, like...
Says historians?
Yeah.
Are those historians majority so-called Caucasians?
I mean, historians of all races and creeds.
Okay, but are the majority of the ones publishing books Caucasian?
In America, probably.
Okay, so don't you think that the people that's publish these books obviously don't have any understanding of how deep the scriptures really are? Because this isn't a carnal book, it's a spiritual book. They look at it from a scientific eye. So if you can't see things spiritually from a scientific eye. Get on Revelation.
Alright, yeah, I guess I get it. You know, it just seems like fixated, like if you were out here preaching peace and love and understanding rather than just like race division, it just seems like counterintuitive to me. I don't know. I don't mean to be combative at all. I was just wondering how to say it.
Well, we're preaching peace, but the scriptures say there's a time for peace and a time for war. You know, right now, this is not a time for peace, because you come at somebody who got a warlike mind frame in their mind trying to commit war acts on you. Why would I come to that person in peace?
Isn't that when one would like turn the other cheek and try to raise us all up by being better than that?
Okay, so if the police department busts down your door, raped your daughter, killed your parents, would you turn the other cheek?
If I was a Christian.
You know how foolish you sound? You wouldn't do that.
I sound exactly as foolish as Jesus did when he said it. I don't know, it just seems to me like that's the message that people need to hear. People don't care about, quotes from an old text written by just pretty much illiterates.
So you're saying the people that wrote these texts are illiterate?
Well, I mean, no, they were in the early stages of language and agricultural society. I just mean to say that, like, isn't the overlying message of caring for the poor and helping others, isn't that the part that matters?
What part that matters? What are you asking?
Like, of Jesus' teachings. Isn't it the love for everyone and the being kind to one's neighbor?
This is love right here.
1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
So you keep saying that the important thing is to teach that Jesus is love and all this other stuff. He says love is keeping my commandments, which all these people here don't do. They've done away with the commandments. Get Romans 6 and
well, yeah, but, and then there's I guess there's also the thing of like, the commandments kind of confuse me because there's things like not working on the Sabbath, which is not tenable in a modern society. Like, do you think that we should take steps backward technologically so that that's possible? Like, to say, I mean, without, just human, without referencing the book, do you think...
Everything's filtered through the scriptures. There's nothing going to be spoken up here without filtering.
Let me answer what he just said real quick. The thing about the Sabbath is we live in a society where the people who are in control, they make the laws, they make it so that you have to work on Saturday.
You have to, well, and also...
But to finish what you said, the reason why they're doing it is to make it so that you have to break the laws of the Bible.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it.
I was thinking more of like a nuclear power plant, which like obviously you can't take a day off from like making sure.
Listen to this, man. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So the wicked covered the faces of the true image of the Son you call Jesus Christ. So the person painted this in the likeness of their culture, their people. Who does that look like? What nation of people does that look like?
Well, it's King John of England who decreed.
Does that look like an African?
No.
Is that like a Caucasian or a Chinese man?
Yeah,
What does it look like?
No, I mean it was a specific king of England.
Does that look like a Caucasian?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. And this was painted after
it's a depiction of a specific man.
Cesare Borgia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it's
It was the son of the third Pope of Rome. That's who that image was painted after.
Okay.
That's who that is right there. That's who both those images are.
and they're both supposed to
So
be.
they painted an image after a dude who slept with his own sister, who killed his own brothers, and who done homosexual acts. And this is the son of the third Pope of Rome. And even today, the Pope is accused of
I guess
genocide. Genocide.
I guess what I'm wondering is, like, why does the color of the skin matter more than the content of his message?
The reason why the color matters is, it obviously matters because the white people went and did that, right? But Jesus was a Jew though, right?
Yeah.
So if Jesus' original color is black, and they show everybody that, then that means that the rest of the Jews would have to be black too. Jesus is going to just be black and then all these people be white, is it? So they put a white face up there so they can lie and say those people that they moved into Israel in 1948 are the Jews. That's the big deal. It's a lie.
Yeah, okay, I guess I was just thought...
Does that make sense though?
Yeah, the whole like literal like fixation on the scriptures, I feel like it's mostly allegories meant to make people treat
What was Buddha's nationality, do you know?
India.
Buddha, he was Indian?
I believe so.
Okay, so if Buddha was Indian, and let's just say I put up a black picture for Buddha,
Yeah.
would it make sense that all his people be Indian, but the picture of him is black?
Yeah, actually, I mean, Buddha is his physical representation is metaphorical to like fat Buddha, you know, he wasn't actually fat.
Do you get the point that's being made?
I do.
How could you say you're Caucasian and you're white, and then all the rest of your people be black? Would that make sense?
We're all...
You gotta play semantical games with
believe
Esau
in the Bible,
now.
man?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, listen to this then. Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sins and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
But I guess
So your unbelief is not effect.
My people are black and white and Asian. Humans are my people.
So when you go fill out an application out,
hey, so you don't believe in the Bible. The scripture just said, so what if some did not believe? Do you believe in karma?
Karma? No.
So you don't believe when you do something bad will happen to you?
Well, karma's like a little more complex.
Yes or no?
I believe that good and bad things will happen to me consistently throughout my life. Do I believe that's on some feed loop from my interactions?
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that if you steal from somebody, they have the right to steal back from you? Steal that back from you?
I would never steal from someone.
So if you commit a crime, do you believe that judgment should be coming, you should be accused of that and judged
Who
for that?
made the law?
Huh?
Who made the law?
You're asking me a question when I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, you're asking me if I broke a law. Committed a crime.
If you committed a crime, do you deserve to be punished for that crime?
I don't know, what's the crime?
you stole something, like you said.
Smoking pot a
You
year
stole
ago?
something.
Then no. If I stole something, yes.
If you murder somebody, you deserve to go to jail for that.
I mean,
Alright, hey, get
I have a bus to catch. I just hope you realize, like, we're all humans.
You're not even a human. You know what human means, man? Hue means color. You have color, you have no pigment. Yes, hue means color.
I'm not transparent.
You have no melanoma.
We're the same exact color on the inside.
We're not the same color.
No, we're not the same color. You see this? I won't get cancer for sitting in the sun. You will.
We look the same inside.
You're not a human. You have no color.
Cut a black person and a white person open. Same shit inside.
But are we the same outside? Are we the same spiritually? No. You come from a different nation.
Spirit, man.
You know you going to slavery, bring it out.
Revelations 3:13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Yeah, your people led our people into slavery. Even though your people don't believe in God, because your people are not spiritual.
Who are my
people? All so-called white people, Caucasians. Y'all descendants of Esau.
why
Y'all are going
fixate,
to
why
slavery.
categorize it? Why do that?
We're not ignorant. We're not ignorant of small matters.
I've never owned a slave.
Small or great.
I've never owned a slave.
You may not, but in your past life,
Here we go.
bring it out.
This is Isaiah.
Your iPhone is made by a slave,
14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Build the desolate places. See, your people had us in slavery in our past lives.
And that iPhone you got was made by a
So
Chinese
you
slave,
will go into
buddy.
slavery. You're going to be persecuted for 1,000 years, and then you're going to be exterminated.
That's right. That's right.
Get Obadiah 1:18.
Well, I'll see you in 1,000 years. We'll compare notes.
You probably see us real soon.
You bitch.
Go ahead and bring it out. You want a microphone?
Micah 1:4 to the point. They shall build, but I will throw down. Slack. I'll just read the Micah 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are improvised in prophets, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah, so like the scriptures say in Isaiah 14 and 21, they won't build the desolate places because the Most High is gonna throw that shit down. You know, because they don't want to own up to the shit they've been doing all through history. They want to dust that off. It's like, oh, that was the past. Well, it's been shit Israelites did years ago that they still persecute them today for. People be sitting in jail for years, months up to a year, waiting to get wait for a trial, but yet they want to say that was in the past. I never owned any slaves. It don't matter if you own any slaves in this life or not. Your nation of people are still persecuting other people today, especially the Israelites. Putting out abominable doctrines, corrupting the minds of people with your philosophies, and you're gonna be judged for that. And it's all more perfect because you won't even see it coming. You're still shopping every day. Acting like there's not a war going on in the Middle East. Acting like your country, your president ain't doing illegal acts. You know, they still pass laws to further oppress you, but you still uphold them like they're some sort of saints.
18 said? Obadiah 1 and 18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame.
So Israel's gonna be a fire, and Esau's gonna be the stubble that's burnt. Because the Most High, He's not gonna utterly destroy all of Israel. Get Isaiah 14. He's not gonna utterly do away with the house of Israel. 2/3 of Israel got to be destroyed because they want to go along and uphold the society, be faggots, freaks, lesbians, and all other abominable things.
I know I can talk them down.
Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their land, in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives who captives they were.
Yeah, so we gonna take captives who captors we were. We were captors under the so-called white man. We was captors under all these other heathen nations. So we gonna be in charge of y'all in the kingdom of heaven. So we gonna be in charge of y'all in the kingdom of heaven. Y'all gonna be our servants.
This is Psalm chapter 50 verse 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Yeah, what have y'all done to declare his statutes? Y'all do diligent search, but y'all still put out misinformation, half truth. You know, even as that's a paradox, half truth. You know, if it ain't 100% the truth, it's not the truth.
Or that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker. And I'm gonna start back over. This is verse 18. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand with 2/3 and the wicked, because 2/3 their wickedness have exceeded Esau's wickedness. They just happen to not be in power, you know. But Esau, they're well-known devils and liars, you know, adulterers, and all other wicked names you can come up with. That's Esau, because the scriptures say he's the border of wickedness, so he's not going to hold back when it comes to wickedness. He's not going to hold back when it comes to the wrath when he does come down, because he know he have a short time.
Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
Yeah, Egypt being America, because Egypt is still over there. You know, that captivity is over with. But this new Egypt we're in, this land of bondage in America, is going to be a desolation. How? Thermonuclear missiles. Is that hard to believe? It don't matter, because that's the truth. And Esau, he's gonna be a desolate wilderness. It's gonna be no more Esau. He's gonna be brought so low, he's gonna be enslaved for 1,000 years. He ain't gonna have no say so. He gonna have it worse than what he done unto us. Cause he gonna have to drink that cup double, the cup that we drank out of. You know? Because when the North American Indians helped them out, they repaid them back with evils. So we gonna repay them back with righteous judgment.
For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
Y'all have shed innocent blood over a period of thousands of years, hundreds of years. Y'all still do it today. A so-called Negro dies every 40 hours from a so-called cop.
It's not Negro, like an Israelite, Latino, Native, or a so-called Negro.
James 5:5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanting.
So y'all been living in pleasure on the earth. Y'all get to go on vacations and shit like that and spend $500,000 in one night on a hotel and all this other crap that come along with it. You know, spending millions of dollars on cars. You know, y'all have access to all the women y'all want because y'all got all the money in the world. You know, private jets, you name it. Y'all live the life. Y'all live deliciously.
Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
Yeah, so y'all condemn and kill the so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians, and we don't resist you because every time we try to resist you, y'all say stop resisting, and y'all get more violent, even when we don't resist, because y'all have a hatred for the Israelites. Y'all may not even understand it, but it's in you. That's how come you act the way you act. You know? The scriptures say a man's going is of the Lord, so y'all don't even understand your own way.
Just like, okay, you got Edomites that come out here and be like, man, I love everybody, I love everybody. But when they get cut by these scriptures, what's the first thing to do? You fucking niggers. The first thing they yell, but yet they love everybody and they don't hate us. But yet the first thing they say is some old corny racist shit, like it affects somebody. But that just lets you know that you have a hatred that you don't even know you have inside of you.
Like you say you love everybody, so you love the guys over there that's your so-called president, and he's using the military to kill. You love all them people. You love Hitler. You love Saddam Hussein. You say you love everybody. So you love the guy who slept with your woman. You love him too.
Esau's into that type of faggot shit anyway.
Yeah, Esau in that type of spirit where he like to watch somebody fuck his own woman. You know, that's crazy. But that's just you know. I forgot what it was. Hey, I got you also.
Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yeah, so Esau, he's not going to be able to hide, man. You can't hide from the Most High. You can't even hide your thoughts from the Most High. All that wicked stuff you be thinking, the Most High already know. He already got pieces in play to counteract that. You can't win a chess game with the Most High. Just like y'all like to have control of both sides, so y'all know the outcome. The Most High has control of all sides.
That's right.
They like a fixed race, man. Esau likes a fixed race, man. They like knowing who's gonna win so they can scam some damn body, man.
Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Yeah, so all the secret places y'all got, underwater bases, underground bases, tunnels that y'all can fit 18-wheelers in, driving from coast to coast, underground. All that stuff y'all got. All these secret military bases with technology that y'all work on. The Most High knows all that. None of your technology is gonna be able to withstand against the spirit of the Most High or His Son, against a chariot. You know, it's game over. Y'all won't be able to fight against that or resist it.
And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brother and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou that he shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yep. So Israel drank of that cup of that judgment, and we're the Most High's chosen people. What makes these so-called white people think that judgment is not going to come upon them? They constantly destroying other people's lands and their people and setting up their demonocracy.
Jeremiah 25:27. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, drink ye and be drunken and spew and fall and rise no more, because of the sword which I will send among you.
Yeah. So, you know, we after this captivity that we're in right now, we're not gonna have to drink to that judgment no more. We're not gonna have to drink from that cup no more. Because this can you go around?
I'll take one.
Yeah, so we're not gonna have to drink of that judgment no more. That's gonna be for these Edomites. Gonna have to drink of that judgment that that they put on us. Through the Most High, from our transgressions in our past life.
Now this is Psalm 75:8. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red, and it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same cup, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall bring them out and drink them.
So all these other nations, they're going to drink of that cup. But Esau is going to drink of that cup double. You know, Esau is going to be in slavery for 1,000 years like all these other nations. But then after that, he's going to be exterminated. You know?
What's all this God stuff?
It's Isaiah.
Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame, shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy fort.
Nah, that's not good.
It's Isaiah 14:9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming, and stir up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Keep going.
All they shall speak and shall say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Yeah, so Esau being in the past, recent, not too long ago, being one of the only nations of people having nuclear weapons. All these other people started to develop their weapons, and it started bringing Esau down on a level playing field with all these heathens, with all these other heathens. You know, so he's coming as weak as them. You know, but that's another way of the Most High bringing Esau down from the pedestal that they believe they was on, that all these other nations uphold them on. You know, calling America the land of milk and honey. Mixing that up with the kingdom. This ain't the kingdom.
Yeah. Land of milk and honey, man. The land of milk and honey belongs to Israel, not Edom. How is the land of milk and honey? The land of milk and honey was established way before America was even thought about.
Right.
This is Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his?
Yeah, so woe unto him that increases that which is not his. You increase this land you call America that doesn't belong to you, that belong to the Gadites, you know, and the other tribes that was over here. You increase that, woe unto you.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yep. And now that you increased all this that doesn't belong to you, this thick clay, this debt that you got caked up on America, because these presidents, these so-called presidents, they only in office, what, 4 to 8 years? So all the debt they increased while they're in office, they don't got to worry about that when they get out of office. That's off their hands. Right. These corporations that fund these politicians, they ain't got to worry about the debt of America. They got billions or trillions of dollars in their back pocket. They ain't got to pay the debt back. That's for the lower middle class. Got to pay the debt that these wealthy class people then built up. But it's on the middle class and lower class to pay that off.
Verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
Yeah, y'all gonna be for a spoil, especially to the nation of Israel. But every time, if you look through history, there's always an uprising or revolt when the state gets to how it is in America today.
You don't even have to look through history. You can go look at Greece and them little countries over there right now. they're revolting and it's a sedition among men right now over there. Because what, the dollar claps and they got austerity measures. I was just watching the elder he did a sit down. He was talking about how the government over there in I don't know where it's at, Greece or something, they just go into people's bank account and take 10% of their money. Just Europe, where they just go in their bank account and take 10% of their money. So they're gonna sooner or later that's coming to America, man. And it's gonna be the same thing over there. It's gonna be uproar, and the people are gonna they ain't gonna go for it. They're not gonna go for it.
Yeah, they gonna charge a tax on you for depositing your money in your bank account. So when you deposit your money in your bank account, or when it is deposited, they tax you for that 10%. When you buy stuff, you get taxed for that. When you work, you get taxed for that. You gotta pay state taxes. You gotta pay federal taxes. They tax you on everywhere you turn. It's just getting ridiculous, you know. But they keep cutting taxes for the wealthy. So obviously they don't need money that bad. This country, that is. So that tax money is going, it's getting sent to Israel over there. There's billions of dollars a year that's getting sent to Israel. You know, and funding all these different projects that they use to further oppress you or to destroy or to bring the population down.
Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Yeah. You got that. For example, an example of that is the past 10 years. All the blood you spilt over there in the Middle East for what? For profit? For more gain? You know, America years ago was the most wealthiest nation on the planet. It's still wealthy today. It's just all the wealth is owned by the private sector, by these wealthy elites. You know, they just sucking America dry. In America, these people walking around today, they're sucking these people dry with taxes and shit like that. You got people that got $30 billion in the bank, that you got joblessness and homelessness up to an all-time high.
This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah, it's in the power of their hand because they got all the money. People say if you got the money, you got the power. They got the power to sway what laws get passed and what laws don't get passed, what bills get passed and what bills don't get passed.
And on top of that, not just the money, they have the might, they have the army, the sword.
I'm sorry,
that was their blessing. That was their blessing, you know what I'm saying, to rule by the sword. So if they can't use their money to get it, they're gonna use the sword to take it. Just like they go over to Afghanistan and Iraq and all that. You know what I'm saying? That they take everything they want by the sword. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away.
So they covet fields and they take them by violence. They took America by violence. They take people's houses by violence. Oh, you don't pay the property tax. They can take your house. You don't you come short up on a car note for a couple months or whatever. They can come repo that. You know, all these materialistic things that you got, they can take that from you.
No matter how much money you put into it, man, you can only have one payment left. Come short on that payment or late on that payment, they're coming to repo you.
They'll come and take your car, and you'll still have to pay the rest of that car.
So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Yeah. So they oppress the man. They oppress the Gadites in their house of this land and their heritage. They oppress the nation of Israel's heritage. Referring back to Psalms 83. The same book, the same chapter.
Michael? This is Habakkuk 2:20. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him.
But the Lord is dwelling with his people, his elect. You know, he's not dwelling in these whorehouses. He's not dwelling amongst these heathens because he don't take the heathen. He don't take pleasure in the heathen.
That's right.
You know, he don't take pleasure in the wicked. the wicked is going to be destroyed.
This is 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you?
Yeah, the temple of the Most High is His people, the nation of Israel. You know, a building can't contain a spirit, but the body of Israel can.
That's
You know?
verse 17. If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
Yeah, so these 2/3 of our own people, they defile the temple every day. That's how come this nigga Lil Wayne had a seizure, Rick Ross had a seizure, and all other stuff, and plagues that come upon these 2/3 that's in the music industry, in sport industry, all that. You know, whatever happened to that nigga, you know, he's defiling his temple. He's not taking care of himself. He's not trying to get right with the Most High.